What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the show. As always, I'm your host, the Grim Narrator, and as you can see, today we're getting right back into some more Am I the Asshole? Because Reddit is just a cesspool for assholes, funny shit, and just horror. So, this was the very first thing that popped up, and just by the title, I thought it was fucking great. By user Delia Dino, am I the asshole for dropping our dinner on the ground and walking out when my boyfriend asks me, "What's for dinner tonight, bitch?" Yes, he's the asshole. You wink. But let's see exactly how this is going. I was over at my boyfriend's apartment this weekend and I was cooking dinner because he was studying for exams. I made pasta and a chunky sauce with meatballs and veggies. I told him dinner was ready and he goes, "What's for dinner tonight, bitch?" With like a lot of emphasis on the last word. I was fed up and I'd had a pretty rough day with work and I have some awfully bad associations with that word being used by other people in my life who are pretty abusive. So I was so irritated that I dropped the pot of pasta sauce I'd been carrying right on the ground and was like, "Well, nothing's for dinner tonight now, and I better not hear you using that word again. It's for the girls." Okay. He was freaking out about how the sauce had landed on his rug and even said, "You're seriously acting like a bitch right now." I don't know what else to call it. I just walked out and got takeout for myself and went to my friend's house. She thought it was funny, but my boyfriend was furious. He kept texting and calling and sending me voice memos trying to explain that saying, "What's for dinner tonight, bitch," was a TikTok trend. And he was just quoting something as a joke to put on TikTok. So was he recording it? That's a key part of that. I thought that was the shittiest excuse ever. It doesn't matter if he saw it as a joke or he stole the joke. It was still disrespectful. But it didn't change the fact that he thought that shit was funny. To demean me when I was trying to do him a favor. Like hell, I came over when he was studying to make a home-cooked dinner and he decides it's time for jokes. So I put my phone on Don't Disturb for the night and split a bottle of wine with my friend and her roommate. The next morning he was sending me angry texts demanding that I clean his rug because he was too busy with exams to do it. I was shocked he left it overnight. That's disgusting. I texted him back saying, "Yeah, so that's the bitch tax, honey. Leave me alone until you're ready to handle your own cooking and cleaning because this bitch isn't anymore. Also, it's vile that you left it soaking all night." She's not wrong about that one. He called me and told me he was okay with doing his own housework, but I did throw a full pot of sauce at the ground, so that's on me to clean up. I told him, "Yeah, no, I'm not comfortable doing chores for you if you see me like your bitch." He told me he didn't, it was just a trend, and then I got pissed off he was playing that TikTok trend bullshit excuse again, and I told him, "Well, I'm starting a trend called saucing, where as a little joke people throw pasta sauce on the ground. You can't be mad because it's a little trend. A little jokey joke. Just a little prank, bro." He got really pissed off and hung up on me, and now I'm seriously wondering if this dumb fucking TikTok joke is going to be the end of things between us. Am I the asshole for how I reacted when my boyfriend asked me, "What's for dinner tonight, bitch?" Edit to address a comment I've gotten and don't have time to reply to every time. But did you tell him not to call you a bitch? Like, how would he know otherwise? Honestly, if someone has gotten to the age of 30 and not realized that women as a whole do not like having demeaning slurs used against them, they're beyond my help. This isn't something that needs to be told. I shouldn't have to go through life like, "Hey man, just in case you were thinking I might like demeaning slurs against my gender used on me, I don't actually." And if you were about to comment something like, that, let me just tell you in no uncertain terms, women don't like being called bitches by men. Do not call women bitches. If you have needed to be told that is unkind, consider yourself officially told. Now you have no excuse to not understand. Okay, so for one thing, I've slightly changed my opinion. Because a lot of people use that as a joke. A lot of people use bitch as a term of endearment. Me, in my actual profession, I work with a lot of women. And they call each other bitches, call me a bitch. I call them bitches back. I work with a lot of LGBT people who everyone calls each other bitches. It's kind of a common thing amongst friends. So, you know, especially the comment if you're over 30, I'm fucking 35 right now. And that is an absolute normal thing in my life amongst my friends, coworkers. I think you might be taking it a little too far, and you might actually be a bitch. Not in a friendly way, you might actually just be a total asshole. Like some stuck-up douche. I mean, for fuck's sakes, calm the fuck down. You didn't really go into what your big trigger is behind it. Like, you act like something really fucked up has happened, and if that's the case, I'm sorry for that, but it's common vernacular now. You gotta get the fuck over it. I mean, that's it. I don't know. Am I wrong? Leave it in the comments. I'll tell you to go fuck yourself. I don't really care. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm still gonna do it because that's the fucking usual these days. I mean, it's popularized everywhere. Get off your high horse. Let's see. Oh, shit balls. This was 10 hours ago. Am I the asshole? Wait, posted by Alfred6. Am I the asshole for missing my daughter's birth? God damn, that had better be a good excuse. For a little background information, I, 28 male, have a beautiful wife, 27 female. Excuse me, I'm really fucked up. We've been trying for a baby for about 3 years now and have known each other since we were in high school. When my wife found out she was pregnant, we were thrilled and have been getting prepared for months now. She's 9 months pregnant. Congrats. My dad is a real asshole, but he keeps me employed. He owns a pretty nice Italian restaurant that has been run by my family for decades. I've worked there since I was about 15 and now I'm head chef. The problem is he treats his employees pretty bad, including me. And if you miss even one shift, you get demoted, or even worse, fired. Kind of a fucking asshole. So I'll agree with you on that one. I was in the middle of a very hectic shift on the busiest day of the week when my mother-in-law called saying my wife went into labor and I needed to get to the hospital right away. When I asked my dad if I could go, he said, "You can go if you're okay with being unemployed." Fuck your dad. That's a bullshit fucked up thing. Which I couldn't risk because after the baby was born, my wife would be off work for quite a while to be a stay-at-home mom. The reason my dad was so mad at the idea of me leaving was because he was understaffed and really needed my help. When I tried calling my mother-in-law, she wouldn't pick up, so I kept working and thought I could explain myself later. That's dumb. Oh my god. Later, when it was time to go home, I drove to the hospital, but mother-in-law and her sisters refused to let me in the room and called me names like a bad father and a bad husband. When it was finally time to leave the hospital, my wife and newborn baby went home with mother-in-law, and they haven't spoken to me in days, even when I try to apologize and explain myself. I thought I was doing the right thing, but I need to know, am I the asshole? My dad owns a popular business and needs staff. I'm head chef, so I need to work all the time. My wife went into labor and I missed birth because of my dad. This is kind of a tricky one, in a way. I mean, your dad is definitely the number one asshole. you're kind of a pussy for not being like, no, fuck you. I'm doing this. This is your fucking grandchild. Get the hell over it. Man up and do some extra work your fucking self, because this is part of your family situation too. I need to go be with my child and your grandchild and shit, you know. Your dad's just a fucking loser. But, you know, in the same turn, your in-laws are a bunch of fucking pricks too, because do they not know your dad? Do they not know he's a fucking asshole, control freak, micromanaging dick? I mean, I'd spent 15 years of my life at least in management. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna fire someone or fucking demote them or something because they have to go because their wife's in labor. That's fucking stupid. If you're an official employee of that restaurant, labor laws permit things like that. I mean, he literally couldn't do that. Hell, you could sue your dad. I would. Fuck him. He's gonna start shit between me and my child. Yeah. Fuck him. He's a dick. Am I the asshole for taking kids and... What? And going to another Airbnb after I discovered that my husband excluded the kids from the first one. Whoa, what the fuck does this mean? So by Castle on Hill 3, 2 hours ago from the time I'm reading this, am I the asshole for taking kids and going to another Airbnb after I discovered that my husband excluded the kids from the first one? Okay. I'm a mom to 2 boys, 9 and 13. I married my husband 8 months ago. The kids and I were in a very bad living situation, and my husband helped so much in getting us a stable home and schooling for the kids. We wanted to go on our first trip as a family to Colorado, and my husband looked for us an Airbnb vacation rental. It was supposed to be for the 4 of us since he paid for 4. Turns out he had paid for himself, me, and his mom and dad instead of the kids. I was shocked and asked why he excluded the kids. He said he didn't exclude the kids, but thought that they wouldn't enjoy the trip. But it's Breckenridge. I don't know what the fuck Breckenridge is. Of course the kids would enjoy it. He said he thought I wanted a family trip, but asked why he didn't think of the boys as family. He got an attitude and said that, well, he's the one paying, and I shouldn't protest anyway. I told him he was wrong. I booked another Airbnb in the same area and went with the kids only. Oh, God. My husband discovered this and screamed at me on the phone, saying I ruined the whole thing for him and his parents and made the kids hate him now. I ignored his other calls, but he sent a text describing my behavior as rebellious and disgraceful. He then talked about how much he had done for the kids. He even said that he was more of a parent to them than I've ever been, given that he paid for their needs and clothes and schools and hobbies. This made me feel so offended. I haven't responded because I didn't want to make the argument worse. I feel like the decision I made to go with the boys has made the situation worse. What do you think? Where to start with this one? That's... Okay. A, lack of communication between the both of you. I mean, I know that he made it for 4 people, obviously. But did any of you mention who was going? I understand your complete assumption that it would be you, him, and the kids. I definitely feel like it's creepy as fuck that he wanted his fucking parents to go along. You didn't give your age in here. That's fine. I'd like to have known his age, but considering you've got a 9-year-old and a 13-year-old, you're probably around my age, maybe a little younger, something like that. Who the fuck? Especially a guy. What fucking guy wants to take his parents on vacation with him and his wife? That's kind of fucking gross. I don't really give a shit. So, no, I should have started this off with saying, no, you're not the fucking asshole. He's the fucking asshole. Probably a pretty big fucking mama's boy, too, that needs to just grow a fucking pair and cut the umbilical cord. I don't know, I'm just so baffled by that. You're not the asshole. He's the asshole. Honestly, I know it's only been, I think you said 8 months since you've been married. You need to find something else. You need to find another way to live, or that asshole needs to change, because that's fucked up. That is gross. By user, throwaway, big bunch of numbers. Fair enough. Am I the asshole for tricking my husband into eating the food I cooked him by making him think his mom sent it? His mom sent it 14 hours ago. My husband, Mickey Mouse, loves his mom's cooking. He always praises her food for the food she makes, and even mentioned it in his groom speech at the wedding. Oh, fuck, another bastard that needs to cut the cord. Shit. I consider myself a good cook. In fact, I'm going to say that I'm even better than his mom. But the problem is, he doesn't even want to try my cooking or give me a chance to prove it. I thought this would change after marriage, but 5 months later, nothing's changed. Oh god, it's another one in early stages of a marriage. Oh, fuck. What does he eat? What does he eat if he's not eating what I'm cooking? He has requested that his mom send him a meal every day to eat for dinner after getting off work, except for the weekend, where we would go over to her house and eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert there. Oh my god. Leave him. Leave him. I don't give a shit. Leave his ass. That's just too fucking weird. That's not a man. That's a little bitch baby. Every single day, he'd come home and ask if his mom sent him his meal. I grew irritated at this, and whenever I'd try to offer him to taste any of the wasted food I cook, he'd lay in bed and say he's full. So I came up with an idea. I cooked him some of the same meal his mom sent him that day and put it aside until he got home. He asked if his mom sent a meal for dinner, and I said yes, and served him my own version of the meal, not hers. He didn't notice anything different. He ate the whole thing with no hesitation, while I sat across from him and asking him a few questions about how good the meal was. He went on and on praising it, saying how perfect, exceptional it was, and how it was just what he needed after a long day at work. I smiled and said, "You're welcome." He froze and looked at me for a minute, looked down at the plate and then back at me and said, "Wait, you made this, didn't you?" I said, "With my own hand and from scratch." His face suddenly went red and he got upset and said that this was not cool. I told him he never even gave me a chance to show him how good my cooking is, and that he's probably just used to his mom's cooking and is rejecting any other alternatives, which is unfair to me. He said I shouldn't have lied to him and basically tricked him into eating food that he had no idea where it came from. I said he liked it and admitted that it was good, so what's the issue? He got up from his seat, threw the napkin, and said that I was unbelievable and then walked out. He got quiet the rest of the evening and then posted about it on his Facebook in a vague post about being tricked into eating someone's food like that. I felt guilty and bad, thinking maybe I really shouldn't have done this, but I was frustrated with how he kept turning down every meal I tried to cook him and then saying, "No thanks, I prefer mom's food." No, no, you are not the asshole. You are not the asshole. I actually thoroughly applaud and approve of what you did. Like, fuck that guy. I mean, the first time he did that, you should have been like, "Nuh-uh, bitch, you're eating my food or you're fucking off." Because that's stupid. That's a pathetic child is what that is. That is not a fucking man. Tell him to get the fuck over it or get out. That's stupid. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. These men are just fucking pathetic. Alright, let's do one more. What the fuck is that? By T.A. Smoking. Am I the asshole for not buying cigarettes for my wife who is SAHM? Please just see the extra. I don't know what SAHM is. If I don't find out by the end of this, someone fucking enlighten me. Me, female, and my wife, Jessie, female, had our daughter 2 years ago. Jessie's a smoker. She doesn't smoke a lot, but she consumes 2 to 3 packs a day, I assume. That's kind of a lot in my opinion. I don't know. She wanted to be the one who got pregnant, and I told her that she couldn't smoke at any point in the pregnancy, and only after our baby stopped breastfeeding could she start consuming again. She agreed. I'm against smoking. I don't smoke, but it doesn't matter to me that much that other people smoke, and to my delight, Jessie was never a person who smelled like cigarettes, despite being a smoker. The reason I'm against it's that my father died of lung cancer, and guess what? He smoked. When our daughter was born, I managed to stay home for 1 year and 3 months because it hit the pandemic and home office. So we could both take care of it. Jessie also took advantage of the home office. Same company, I'm in a higher position. Good on you. I didn't say that. Good job. When our company asked for employees to come back from the office, we decided we didn't want to put her in childcare yet, and we decided together that I would come back and she would quit to stay home all the time. Fair. Currently, we have a fair division of tasks at home. When I get home from work, I take care of our daughter so she can rest, and 2 days a week, part-time, I work at home so as to not overload. Oh, I get it. Work from your home office. Got you. I know she stays overwhelmed, but I try to help. I'm even more confused. It's fine. Recently, our daughter weaned, and Jessie came to talk to me that she wanted to finally start smoking again. I said that I wouldn't pay for them, but I pay for everything. I even proposed to rearrange my schedule in case she wanted to do some freelancer, she's also a designer, jobs, but I wouldn't give her the money. The cigarettes are my limit. She was annoyed, saying that we agreed on her being stay-at-home mom. Fucking got it. I'm a little dense sometimes. And that I would provide financially for the family, including her expenses, and I'm going behind our agreement. I never would pay for a cigarette of hers. She's known this for years. She's still mad at me, saying I'm used to being the breadwinner and... What? She's still mad at me, saying I'm used to being the breadwinner, to not let her smoke and forcing her to look for another way to earn money to buy something she wants. I don't know if I'm wrong, but cigarettes are a choice and a bad addiction. I don't feel comfortable paying for it, given my family history. Am I the asshole? Calm down, people. I disappeared because I had to solve other things, and I have a daughter. I didn't expect this to explode. Extra. I always made it very clear that I would never pay for a cigarette. When we made the decision for her to be a stay-at-home mom, I told her I wouldn't feel right paying for her cigarettes, and she reassured me that it was something I wouldn't have to worry about. I couldn't put it in the post, but she does freelance to make some purchases she wants. There are months when we're tighter and we can't do some shopping, so she does freelancing. It's rare, but when it happens, and on those days, our daughter stays with me, and even if it's at my service, I never limited her for any of her purchases, ever. It's not because of tight money. For more extravagant purchases of hers that I can't afford, she freelances and buys. So I suggested she do one a month to cover her entire cigarette stash, and I would help by staying with her daughter. She's not entirely financially dependent on me when she wants to buy something that I can't afford with our, oops, my mistake, money. She makes a design request. I don't think you're the asshole. I'm sure a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon like, you should have bought her cigarettes. Man, she needs her cigarettes. And all that shit. But the fact of the matter is, she went like fucking over a year, some shit like that, without smoking. Her system should be cleansed. She should be fucking fine without cigarettes. Not to say that I'm shitting on it, you know. If she wants to smoke, fucking smoke. I could give a shit less. What the fuck ever. We all have our vices. So, I mean, if it was really that big of a deal to her, you could have bought her some fucking cigarettes. I wouldn't deny my spouse that shit. It would be kind of fucking hypocritical. Most of my family has died from cancer. I don't really give a fuck. People die every day. People die from cancer every day. It's the choices we make. Let her do her own fucking thing. Support your wife. I understand where you're coming from, but you're being an asshole. You're being kind of a prissy fuck. You should stop that. That's kind of sad. But what do you all think? I don't know if the video caught up with all the swiping down I was doing. Oh, I scrolled back up the top anyway. Sorry. I caught him in a tangent. So, again, what do you all think? Is she the asshole, or any of these people the asshole in your opinion? Am I wrong? Fuck you if you think I am. You're wrong. But you can still tell me. And that's enough of Am I the Asshole for today. I'm the Grim Narrator, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.